So I thought I'd do a video basically explaining how to clear Giants B10 more consistently and actually be able to clear it if you can't already. So there's quite a lot of people who can't clear it because the game's been out a while now, but it's got to the top of the App Store and a lot of new people are starting to come in. And I'm seeing like people in chat or just friends from school who are recently only just been able to farm it and stuff like that. So I thought I'd just make a video to like address that. So when you go into the menu, you can see like monsters used here, which you click and you can see for each dungeon and floor, make sure you select the right floor, and it'll tell you exactly what monsters people use to clear the floor. So Giants keep B10. Let's have a look. Bernard, Shannon, Bella, Jisoon, Veramos, Theo, but yeah, this is like the monsters people use most of the time to clear the floor. And if you notice, there must be a reason that 15% of people are using Veramos, because not everyone will have Veramos who clears it, but that must mean so many people are using Veramos that it's 15%. And that doesn't include the people who are so OP they can just go 3 Lucians and farm it without any healer or something. So one really good team which is farmable is Bernard, which is this guy, Shannon, Bella, and Veramos with the leader if you can get Veramos. Like those 4, and then the last slot will probably have to be like a healer or maybe someone with a bit of damage, like a tanky defense monster. So like maybe a battle mammoth or anyone really. Like you could have taken Ifrit, Seeker, Theomar, Zeka, definitely that Tessarion though on Giants B10. Some people use Lucian, but these are the people who are like really OP. One really good monster who people usually get early on in the game, Acasis. So like not everyone gets it, but she's a monster that only low levels really need, not very useful for higher level players. But if you need to be able to farm GB10, Acasis is a good choice. One noob friendly farm friendly monster is Arman. So one good team you could go Veramos, Bernard, Shannon, Bella and Arman. If you don't have Veramos, then either a speed leader or a HP leader. Otherwise, maybe a Konamiya if you don't have Veramos. Then probably put your leader. If you took Konamiya, your monsters that would get focused would be Konamiya, Bella and Arman if you go against Giants B10, because Bernard and Shannon are wind. So because 2 out of 3 monsters that aren't Bernard and Shannon are light, you could probably go Arman as the leader, because he helps light monsters. So you could go Arman leader with Bella, and then you go Bernard, Shannon. So like, that would definitely work. So you could just take Kona instead of Veramos, but the main reason is to clear the armor break, because the main thing that kills people is the armor break from the giant. So the giant does like a decent amount of damage, but you can slow it or with Shannon give yourself defense buffs and it does like nothing. But if you've not got a defense buff on and you have an armor break put onto you, you're probably gonna die. And that's why you have Konamiya to help balance it out, reset attack gauges so then people get the heals and shields and everything up a lot sooner, or Bernard gets speed up sooner, you know, something like that. So that's a very useful thing. So the main thing you need in Giants B10 is consistency. Like, don't care about your speed. If you have a team that can clear it in 1 minute at let's say 70%, and a team that can clear it in 3 minutes at 100%, go to 3 minutes, because you're gonna run out of energy anyway, and if you've not got the time to waste it all, then at least just waste as much as you can and come on later before the energy fully refreshes. Just don't go for a quick clear, because you're less likely to actually get anything, because in the time, if you're unlucky, 2 or 3 clears won't drop anything, and that'll be a bit more time than if you just did the 1 3-minute clear and got 100% something from that. And also, every time you lose, that's like a definite chance. Like, you could have got a perfect 6-star rune, you don't get it because you don't decide to clear at 100% rate. So Giants B10 is quite easy. I mean, Magic B10 is the easiest B10, and then probably all of wind, and then fire, water, and then it's dragons, well, giants, dragons, necro. Necro is incredibly hard. Like, I've not cleared B8 yet, I've not really tried to clear it, and I usually put really bad teams on, like my Raug shouldn't really be in there. I'm not very good at making necro teams, but I'm very close to making my panda. And then I'm going to use my basalt, and well, maybe not basalt, I don't know. And then Malacca and Zarmath, you know, that kind of thing. But at the moment, Giants B10, very important because, wait, no, I'm meant to stay on there. Item drop info, here we go. The Giant drops Despair, Energy, Fatal Blade and Swift. And if you look at other monsters, most early game players don't really have any use for any of these runes. So like they will use, some people will use Rage or Will or something like that, because these dungeons are a lot harder. Low level players are never going to get them anyway, or at least not get enough to fill a set in. And if they can clear, let's say Dragons B7 or something, or B8, they will get some of these runes, but because they won't have like top tier monsters, or because they're early on in the game, they don't rely on having the perfect runes, perfect stats. Some of the most core runes that like most monsters rely on, Swift, Despair and Fatal, that's really useful because Fatal's just like a weak version of Rage, like for like, I would say lower down players. Despair's used on a lot of AoE attackers or healers, well not healers, supports, like say Beretta, and then Swift on some healers. I use Swift on my Chloe, stuff like that. And then I use it on Legmaron too, but that's an odd one out. Not many attackers actually go Swift. But yeah, so if you want to be able to farm Giants B10, you just use the best way to do it is go on monsters used and just see what's on there. But if you're already able to clear it full consistency, then what you want to do is you want to work out who's the least needed monster on your team. So let's assume we're going Arman with Bella, Kona, Bernard and Shannon. You could try taking out Arman and getting Veramos or Tyron or someone like that. If you use Beretta and make it tanky enough so it doesn't die, I don't know. And you just work out what monster isn't that useful and swap it out for something that can do the job better. So let's say you have Bella, you could maybe swap for Praha. I mean, you probably won't have Praha, but I'm assuming this is when you get a bit later on and want faster clear times to farm more runes. Your Bernard you might not need anymore. You could just go damage dealer, or you could take, I mean, you could just swap out Shannon and go, I don't know, let's just say Wind Horus or Quib, something like that, just who buffs your team, helps you deal more damage, and then you'll have to switch out for damage. So one of the weakest links on that team would be Arman, so you could take Arman out and put another damage dealer in, or, well, not another, but a damage dealer in, or you could swap Arman out and put another healer which does the job better. Something like that, and you'll be good to go on Giants B10. That's about it really. I've done a dragons video, I'll probably put that at the end, and could have a look at that. I didn't cover it that in depth, but I went over it, because usually once you get to be able to possibly clear Dragons B10, you've already cleared B9, you're a decent way through the game anyway. But I will try and do a little bit more in-depth version, you know, going through all of this, stuff like that. This is a similar concept. Verdi heal is incredibly good for this, but I don't have one. So yeah, I hope that helps anyone. It's kind of a basic thing, and most people know about that. But if that helps anyone, then good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.